The software development lifecycle itself, whether it is cyber security, manual testing, automation testing, development, this is a process that is followed in each and every company. Okay. If you want to develop some application, you have to follow some process, development process. As part of that, these are some of the phases. How many of you are attending only for the manual testing? Can I get answered in the chat window? Who doesn't know software development lifecycle? If you are not aware, let me know. If you have already attended the sessions or even in the morning session, how many of you are attending only manual testing sessions? Sheikh Kashik. Anyone else? Raju Lucky, manual testing only. Nandini, BVK. 5 members. Anyone else? Mridula, Bharati, Anusha. Okay, we'll continue with software development lifecycle. Compared to the cyber security, manual testing, in manual testing itself, software development lifecycle will be SDLC will be asked in all the interviews. You should be able to explain each and every phase of the development lifecycle and significance of each and every phase. So, assume like you want to develop some application, some website or mobile app. We follow some process to develop the application. For that, there is a development phase. This is a phase where the software programmers or the developers, they write the code, right? So developers will be working actively in this phase. And even programmers, they are also called programmers. How about testing phase? After you develop the code, definitely you have to test the application, right? So in the testing phase, we need to cover what are the different kinds of job roles that will be actively involved in the testing phase. Have you heard of functional test engineer, functional tester, manual tester? Then any other job roles related to testing? Automation test engineer, performance test engineer. So as part of manual testing, you are going to apply for these 2 jobs. Functional tester, manual tester, also called quality analyst, quality control engineer or test engineer. You need to apply for these job roles in the Naukri. Remaining thing, automation engineer, performance testing engineer, security tester, security engineer. So these job roles comes under non-functional testing. Non-functional testing job roles. Remember some of the tool names. For functional testing, manual testing, and test engineers, we don't use any tools. Completely it is manual process. For automation testing, think like Java plus Selenium we are going to use. For performance testing, JMeter, load runner. And for security testing, security engineer job roles, there are a lot of tools we have to learn. Many tools. Give me one example of the tool name, anyone? Metasploit. Then Bursuit, Nmap, like this around 10-15 tools we have to learn as part of security engineering job roles. So these job roles will come under testing phase. We have covered development phase. We have covered testing phase. And before the development phase, what is the phase that comes before the development? Think of it. Design, yes. Designing phase, where we try to design the software application. Who will be working in the designing phase? Software developer, software tester, architect. Definitely it is architect. Okay. Before the design, we get requirement gathering and analysis. And before that, it will be a plan or idea. Requirement gathering and analysis, design, develop, test, then deployment. And finally, it is support and maintenance. These are the phases of software development lifecycle. Everyone has to remember these phases. I'll give you some details what exactly we do in each and every phase. Whatever is a phase, it starts with it starts with some plan or idea, which means that it is a startup company and you don't know what application you have to develop or what kind of purpose it is. You just got some idea. Okay, I have to start some Flipkart or I have to start some Paytm. I don't know how much it is going to cost. What are the hardware requirements? What are the software requirements? How many people are needed? Do we need architect? Do we have enough budget? Yes, the plan is good, idea is good, it is achievable, realistic. Only thing is I don't have money. What should I do? Like this, all these decisions will be decided in the requirement gathering and analysis. So you decide about whether it is feasible, realistic idea, do we have budget, do we have skills, and do we have the timeline, do we have the human resources. All this will be decided in the requirement gathering and analysis phase. Business analyst team and product owner will be actively working in the requirement gathering and analysis. Okay, once the requirements are fixed, you have finalized the requirements. Now, what comes next? It is a designing part. Designing in the sense, the architect will try to give the high level design and low level design so that the developers can proceed with the developing the code or the modules. In the development phase, developers or programmers will be there. They try to develop the application. They try to build the application, and once the application is ready, they try to give it for the testing team. Okay. And testers will do the functional testing if they are manual testers. If they are security engineers, they try to do the security testing. If they are automation testers, they try to develop the automation scripts. Like this, depending on their job role, they try to work in the testing phase. Once the complete testing is done, what next? We need to give the application to the customers, right? To the real customers. So it will be done through the deployment. Deployment in the sense, all the files, all the source code files, libraries, I'm going to push to the production environment. So anything after this line is called production environment or live environment or customer environment. Anything before this line is called pre-production environment or testing or development environment. Prod or even live environment. Actual customers will be able to access this. And before this deployment, we consider it like non-prod or test environment or development environment. Okay. Sorry. The entire process is called software development lifecycle. And for any kind of project, you should be aware of these concepts. Any doubts, anyone, over this software development lifecycle? We'll move on to the software testing lifecycle. No questions, that's good. In the requirement gathering and analysis, we come with the software specifications. Software specifications or software requirements. Think like we are trying to develop a banking website. Some bank.com or abcbank.com we are trying to develop, and the requirements are, I'm going to list the requirements here. First one, implement login. Implement transfer funds. Let me take it down. Third requirement is implement view account details. The last one, implement sign off. These are the features which I want to develop for an application. So I have decided along with all the business owners, product owners to develop these features. Now, development architect, he tries to design the application to have these functions. And the software programmers, they take up one person each feature. Remember, these are called features or stories or specifications. Features or specs, or it is also called stories. Okay. Maybe like 1 or 2 persons will take up one feature and they try to develop it. Once these features are developed, who is going to test that? Definitely functional testers. To do the testing, first you have to come up with the scenarios. Login feature is there. You have to come up with the test scenarios. Correct? Have you done with the assignment or some kind of a task for developing the test scenarios of login page? Yes or no? We have developed a lot of scenarios, right? For the login, we need to list down all the test scenarios first. Simply, just like for login, you have to develop test scenarios for transfer funds, view accounts, sign off. Tomorrow we are going to write test case. From all these test scenarios, again you have to write test cases. You have to develop test cases as a tester. So this is called test case development. Writing test case is called test case development. Who will write these test cases? Testers will write, manual testers or functional testers. First, you need to come up with test scenarios, then develop test cases. Okay. And once the application is ready, you have to execute the test cases. Developers are there. First, they have implemented the login feature. So you have to test the login feature. Once these features are ready, then we will move on to the production. We deploy the code to the production. It can be one feature or multiple features. Understand? So let us talk about development life cycle and testing life cycle. What are the different phases? Okay. Fine. During the test case development, once the test case development is done, you need to work on the test case execution. To execute the test cases, do you need application? Yes or no? Without application, is it possible for you to execute the test case? After execution, your test case may fail or may pass. Assume like your test case is passing. No need to raise any defect. If your test case is failing, then you need to raise a defect. What is the tool that is used for raising the defect? Anyone? Do you know any tool that can be used for reporting a defect? Jira, Bugzilla, then QC. These are the tools which can be used for reporting the defect. You are developing the test cases. Do you know any tools where you can update the test cases? QC is one tool. Test link. Okay. These two tools can be used for writing the test cases. So when you report a defect, automatically the developers will come to know about that defect. Think like 4 members are working for these features. First one, login is taken care by some developer called Ramu, and transfer funds, Raja. I'm just giving some examples. Implement view details by Sham, and sign off by some person called Rani. 4 people are developers, they are working on that. And while doing the testing, there is a person called Asad and Rajani. These people are the testers. Asad, only 2 testers are there, assume like that. Rajani. They try to do the testing for all these functionalities, and Asad has found a defect in view account details. When you click on view account details, it is not listing the correct amount, view account details. Who is going to fix that defect out of these 4 people? View account details, there is a defect. Ramu, Raja, Sham or Rani? Who has to fix that defect? Who developed the code? Tester is Asad. He reported one defect, and automatically the defect has to be fixed by Sham because he developed the code. He has good knowledge on that module. He has to fix that defect. He has taken 3 weeks of time to develop a feature called view accounts. So when someone reports a defect, he has to fix it. So when you report a defect in Bugzilla or Jira, automatically it will be assigned to Sham. Then he takes that defect and works for 4 or 5 days and fix that defect. Okay. In the testing phase, whatever the defects you find, again it will be assigned to the development phase. Again, from development phase, they fix the defects. It will come to the testing phase again. Okay. This is a cyclic process. They develop, you test and report the defects. Again, they develop, you test it, you report the defects. Like that, the entire quality of the application gets stabilized by fixing the defects. Okay. Let us walk through the defect software testing lifecycle and software development lifecycle, and bug lifecycle we see it tomorrow. Not sure where these spreadsheets are there. Let me check. Manual testing class 1. Okay, that's great. Listen carefully. Very, very important concept. Software development lifecycle and software testing lifecycle. Just now we discussed about software development lifecycle. It consists of planning, then requirement gathering and analysis, design, develop, test, deployment, support and maintenance. So version 1 is over. Again, version 2.0 will come. We are doing some changes. Again, this cycle continues. This is called software development lifecycle. When you talk about software testing lifecycle, it starts with requirement analysis. If you want to develop test cases, what is the reference for us? Requirement. We need to understand that requirements, software specifications. right? Once that is done, then you need to you need to do the test planning, like how many stories are there, how many test cases we have to develop, and how long it is going to take. All these things will be decided in the test planning. Then based on the total number of features and estimation, you have to develop the test case. Developing the test case means you have to rate the test case. Tomorrow we'll practice some of the test cases. Everyone has to do this. Very, very important. Your job as a manual tester is write the test case, execute the test case, and report the defect. That's it. Very simple. Once the test case development is done, you need to run the test case. That is called test case execution. But before that, you need to have an environment. Which server you want to test? Which environment you want to test? So test environment, we have to look. Test, that is called test environment setup. Once the test environment, QA environment is available, then you work on the test execution. Okay. Finally, reporting the defects and test cycle closure. Once you find all the defects and they do the fixing of the defects, again you test it, try to fix some more, try to report some more vulnerabilities, like that. Once the quality of your application gets stabilized, then you try to close the cycle, testing life cycle. This is called testing life cycle, which is very important. At any point of time, you should be in a position to answer both software development life cycle and software testing life cycle. Okay. Black box testing, white box testing, gray box, manual, and automation. These are the common types of testings. We will discuss these types of testings tomorrow. Different levels of testing, valid username, password. Any questions, anyone, on the development life cycle and testing life cycle? Tomorrow, all of you log in with laptop. You need to write test cases for any features. Repeat software testing life cycle one more time. Very simple. Which I forgot. We'll do it tomorrow. You write the test cases. Think like 5 test cases are there. If you are not tracking it, the next person will assume like you are leaving the company. One more person joins. Then who takes care of this? All these test cases will be stored in a tool called Jira. Okay, it should be very clear and understandable by everyone. And coming to the software testing lifecycle, as I said, requirements review, then test case development. Just hold on. This is the software testing lifecycle. We'll start with requirement analysis, then test planning. Test plan means like how many days it is going to take and who is going to work on which module, what are the different features. Based on that, everyone tries to work on the test case development. You write the test cases like step 1, step 2, step 3. What are the expected results? Then actual results, we leave it blank. Only after execution, we can update actual results. Test environment setup. As I said, in the software development lifecycle, we have development phase, testing phase, and production. The servers will be different for each phase. We need to work on one of the testing servers, that is called test environment setup. Then comes up test execution. You have to execute the test cases. Reporting and test cycle closure. Tomorrow we'll work on test case development and test case execution and see if you can find some of the defects. Okay. Any more questions? That's it. Try to prepare this severity, priority, SDLC, STLC, defect, quality, all those things. I'll be sharing the material for the interview questions soon. by afternoon along with this recorded video. We are leaving little early, 5 minutes today. Okay, tomorrow we are going to discuss about different types of testing, very important concept. All of you don't miss tomorrow's session. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Have a great day. See you tomorrow again. Bye bye. Videos, everyone should be able to get the videos. Sorry, I'm storing it in the same location. It is accessible. So if you are not able to access, reply in the chat group.